So round 1 is done, which is a shame because I did enjoy changing my team every day, but nonetheless, the team did okay this week. We scored 2,196 and ranked about 4,000-ish. So yeah, not too bad. Midfield carried the team. The rest of my team is a concern, but happy with the midfield so far. Anyway, if you haven't seen much of my channel before, if you didn't follow me last year, what we do is basically, first we go through the team. So I'll talk about my team first. Then I'll discuss topics from this week. So I'll talk about Gawn and Grundy, Clayton Oliver this week. And then at the end I might talk about something in the news. Nothing really to talk about there, so we won't do that today. Anyway, let's see. I'll see how it went. So the team, Wayne Miller, 82. I thought he was good. 26 touches. He didn't play that well, but I was happy he got an 82 out of it. So I think he has good disposal, so I think he can do a fair bit better than that. I'm expecting low 90s from Miller, which should be okay for now, but hopefully we end up keeping him. I'm a little worried about Zach Williams because this is the 3rd game in a row where he's been injured mid-game. Nothing serious, but I think his leg got caught in a tackle or something. Maybe put it down to luck, but seems to find a way to get injured during games, which is unfortunate, but no reason to trade him just yet. If he's fit, keep him. And Brodie Smith, he generally doesn't do well against Hawthorn, so I think he'll be better in the long run. And then the defenders, yeah, probably should have spent a bit more in defence, but nonetheless, got what I expected, 60s and 70s and stuff like that from the defensive rookies. It will be interesting to see Wilkie and Hoare. Hopefully they keep their spot. But yeah, defence isn't good. Now, on a more positive note, the midfield, Jake McRae, I'm going to pay $800k for him next year. He's just too good. So he'll be my captain next week, I think, against Hawthorn. Not sure who my vice captain will be, but put the C on Jake McRae, I reckon, next week. Patrick Cripps was my captain this week. I think most people have him, so yeah, took his vice captain score. And yeah, he played pretty well. Lots of contested possessions as usual. So yeah, happy with Patrick Cripps. Locking in was very good. He's very durable, so not expecting to trade him out. That's why I picked him over Fife. I don't have Fife, which is a problem, but nothing I can do now. Matt Crouch, very good. I think I said it before in another video, he's Tom Mitchell Jr., so good job if you picked Matt Crouch. And Sloan, very happy with Sloan. I think just the 6% ownership didn't get a lot of as much respect as he probably should have, but I can understand. We'll find out this week. He plays. I think he might cop a tag from George Hewitt, so not going to claim the win just yet. But yeah, very happy with his pick so far. And then Jake Steele. So I had a bit of a tantrum on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, if you can follow me there if you want. So Jake Steele was on about 35 at halftime, and I said I would trade him. And then I couldn't access my phone for about 4 hours. And then checked my phone after that, and he scored an 80-point second half. So very happy with that. So yeah. And then the rookies were fine. Bailey Scott on the bench. I think most people would have had him on the bench. If you had him on the field, good job. But yeah, I think I got all the right midfield rookies. So very happy with that. Now the Ruckman, Gawn and Grundy. Yeah, not good. I'll talk about them after, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe Ruckman will score overall less points this year due to stoppages, but both Gawn and Grundy were targeted by the opposition, so yeah, I'll speak about that after, but yeah, kind of wish I had someone cheaper. But yeah, anyway. So the forward line, Dangerfield 97. If he could kick straight, it would have been about 130, but nonetheless, fine, no need to panic there. Still a vice-captain option. Isaac Heaney played a lot forward. I don't know why he played so much forward. It was a little strange. But nonetheless, do not trade Isaac Heaney, please. And he needs to stop going for hangers because he's going to fall down and hurt himself. So, yeah, happy with Isaac Heaney though. He was, to get 85 out of a game where he played so much forward was fine. So we have Jack Billings. So I was watching St Kilda and Gold Coast. Within the first 5 minutes, Billings, I don't know if this is the right word, but he squibbed a contest. In that moment, I knew I made a mistake here. Yeah, a leopard doesn't change its spots, I guess, but still had 28 touches, just the one tackle. Didn't have a shot on goal, which was a little strange. He usually has maybe 2 a game. But we're going to hold Jack Billings. We'll have a bit of fun with it this year. Didn't pay much for him, so that price is a bit forgiving if it goes sour. But I wish he scored better versus Gold Coast. So, yeah, should be fun. So, 88 is fine. A lot of the forward premiums scored about 90 to 110 in that bracket. So, not too much ground lost so far. And then Darcy Moore was very good. Can't miss him with that haircut, but yeah, we'll take a few intercepts and kick-ins, which is really helping us score. And if the defence falls apart, we can send him back. Setterfield was good on limited minutes. Still will play him on field next week. Drew was fantastic. I don't think he can get dropped based on how he played. So yeah. And now Bolter. Bolter only played about 50% of the game. That's not good. That's a little concerning. And there is a chance he plays Rance's role. I'm not exactly sure. Probably better to ask a Richmond supporter. But I have heard that suggestion. So I hope he stays in the team. I didn't have him initially, but then they named him alongside Lynch and Rewalt, which was a little odd. But I got convinced where he can play back, he can play in the ruck, he can play forward. So being a utility player, chuck him on the bench and then fill him, he can put him wherever around the ground. So I thought that would happen, but it didn't really happen. He was on the bench for 50% of the game. Hopefully we don't have to fix him, but either him, Petruccelli, these guys, their job security is not looking too great at the moment. And then Parker was very good, scored 2 goals. I'll still put him on the bench this week, I think. Maybe, we'll see, I'm not sure, but probably still more of a bench guy because seems like a low possession player, but nonetheless played very well on the weekend. So that's the team. Happy with the rookies, happy with the primos. One thing I'll say is what really kills you is not so much the ones you pick, but the ones you miss. No Fife, no Canelio, no Lloyd, and then I don't have room for Rockcliffe or Sheed. I'm not happy with that. But what can you do? It's round 1, we don't know what's going to happen. So now we'll talk about the agenda. Some topics for this week. So Gawn and Grundy, what do we do? Give them another week. I'm not really considering trading them. More specifically, so Grundy, his scoreline was okay, his stat line, but he gave away 6 free kicks. And this is Lycett's fault from last year, because in the finals last year, Lycett basically jumped into Grundy in the ruck, stayed really close to him, and just tried to rough him up around the ground. And like Stanley was just leaping, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but he was just jumping into Grundy a lot rather than the ball. And there were contests where Grundy and Stanley, like one of them would completely miss the ball because they went for the man. So Grundy is fine, I think. Gawn, so basically they, I'm talking really slow. Anyway, Port roughed up Gawn, that's what I wanted to say. So Port just roughed him up the whole game, got him in the ribs a couple times. Lycett was physical with him. The draftees were getting in his head, which isn't good in terms of bit of trash talk there. So I wouldn't worry too much about Gawn. I think Bruce will come in sooner than we think. But yeah, nonetheless, Grundy and Gawn hold for this week because we know what they're capable of. They're in the right age bracket, and the other guys besides Grundy and Gawn didn't do a lot to convince me. I know Nankervis was good, but he played against Phillips from Carlton, who's their second ruck. So anyway, that's enough on those two. Hold Gawn and Grundy for now. So Sheed and Rockcliffe, what do we do here? If you pick them, well done. So Ollie Wines comes back for, I don't know how that affects Rockcliffe. I don't think it will have much effect. And Gaff comes back in round 3. So I don't know how that affects Sheed. I really don't, but probably the way Sheed's playing, you wouldn't want to take anything away from him. So yeah, Sheed's an odd one. I don't know where this form came from. 21 contested on the weekend. I thought he played outside a bit more, but I didn't see the game. So yeah, if you want to get Sheed in or Rockcliffe in, I don't see why not. Rockcliffe plays Carlton this week, so if you want to get Rockcliffe in, you'd probably want to do it this week. I don't see a way that I can get them in, but yeah, I wish I had one 400k player, so that way I had room. I didn't spend as much in the midfield, and yeah. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on Sheed and Rockcliffe. I think if you want to get them in, you can, but don't compromise too much. So yeah. Yeah, we know what, also Rockcliffe, we know what he's capable of, so I'd lean towards Rockcliffe a bit more out of the two, but that's just my preference. Now, Clayton Oliver. So this is kind of why I don't choose players with limited preseason, apart from Grundy, who I have. Because now you're in a position where you don't know, did he underperform due to his limited preseason, or did he just have a bad game? In fairness to Melbourne players, they had a pretty bad game against Port. So I would give Oliver another week. And then if he does bad again, I would consider trading him, because right now we have Canelio is in unbelievable form. Fife has I think he's a difficult draw after round 4-ish, I think, round 6, I think. Yeah, and then there's Sloan, Matt Crouch. Now these guys are going very big, and you're going to be very far behind if you're copying, I don't know, 90s from Oliver. So if I was an Oliver owner, I'd give him another week, and then make the call. I'm trading him out because I think his preseason is affecting his scoring. So that's what I would do. Most people would say hold, but you have to make a decision. It might not be the right one, but there's risk with keeping him, and there's also risk trading him. So you have to make that judgment decision. Stephen Canelio, wow, he played very well. He was a machine. So yeah, I think he could pull a McRae this year. Obviously, keep it in perspective. It was an 80-point win against probably what looks like the worst team in the AFL, Essendon. They won't be, but they play the worst out of everyone this week. So well done if you got him in. I wouldn't be moving mountains to get him in, but very good pick if you have him. I wish I had him, but can't fit him in. Can't get all of them. So Jake Lloyd, 50-point last quarter, I think. Just a massive seagull. And this is where, like, I didn't pick him because of his limited preseason. Sometimes you should probably look at more the specifics of the preseason, but yeah, Jake Lloyd was just a massive seagull, and unfortunate. He's not that good of a player. He's not a damaging player, but fantasy-wise, he's the king in defence. So need to get him in as soon as possible. So he's my first upgrade target. And then the rookies. So actually, no, I'll talk about Westhoff. So Westhoff, this was probably an outlier. Don't trade in Westhoff right now. I think trading him in round 13 or 12 is ideal, or he can be your first upgrade target. But yeah, he looked very good and very durable. Is playing more up forward, so he's not going to score. Don't expect 100, 110 average sort of thing. But nonetheless, yeah, very good player, and I think we're going to need him in our team at some point. So I see him as an upgrade target. I wouldn't be trading him in right now. And Nick Newman. So we know what happens when. So we know what happened with Tom Mitchell when he was removed from Sydney because of his terrible coach. Not terrible coach, but John Longmire was not a fan of Tom Mitchell, and John Longmire was not a fan of Nick Newman. We know what happened with Mitchell, and now it could be happening with Newman. I'm not convinced just yet, but I like what I saw. Would I trade in Newman right now? No. Should you? If you want to, but I wouldn't. I think it's too early to tell. And we saw in the JLT, when Simpson played well, Newman didn't, and when Newman played well, Simpson didn't, in terms of fantasy scoring. So, yeah. Gonna pass on Newman, but very good pick if you got him. We know his ceiling is there. He did score a 170 a few years ago, so we know how good he can be. And yeah, so we have Collins, Burgess, and Bolter are the three rookies I'll discuss. So Collins, I would hold him on the bench if he's fit. I think we need fit, or we need defender rookies that are going to play, because a lot of them have not so great job security. So I would put him on the bench. Burgess, I think, keep him on the bench for now. Give him maybe one more week. But he's not going to cut it, I think. He's probably only going to make he'd be lucky to make 80,000, I think. So, yeah, and Bolter, hopefully, if Bolter keeps his spot, do not trade him. But yeah, do not start any of these guys on the field for now. Unfortunately, mostly Collins. Collins can score well, but he's not having much of a chance to play that intercept role, which is his natural role. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. That went 17 minutes. We'll keep it shorter next time. But yeah, nonetheless, see you guys soon, probably next week. Maybe I'll do a midweek video, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, let me know what you scored in the comments if you want. So yeah, see you guys later.